Thanks for joining us for another edition of Divorce Today on DadsDivorce.com. Joining us today is author Susan McKenna, and we're going to be talking a bit more about her book that she's written for children going through divorce, children and their parents going through divorce. We're going to talk about that and a little bit more about her experiences with divorce, as well as efforts she's tried to bring to her area in helping people cope with divorce. So, Susan, thanks for joining us today.
Oh, thanks for having me, Stephanie.
So just tell me a little bit about your background and how you started writing these children's books dealing with divorce, and also what you've done in your community to help people with divorce coping.
Okay, well, basically, I've been a pediatric nurse for many, many years, and then myself, having been married for a while and with two small children, went through a divorce myself. And it was a rather nasty divorce, and through it all, I came through that and started a program for children, sort of like a divorce recovery, but it included the whole family versus the ones that usually just, have the parents involved. So when I started that program, I saw a great need for children, that their needs really weren't being addressed because they seem to be really resilient, and they seem to be sort of going with the flow, but then they end up with baggage later on in life. So I wrote these two children's books based on all the information that we got from the classes that actually participated with the children who were hurting through the process.
Okay, and your two books, you have two. There's Feelings Only I Know, and then I think the other one is More Feelings Only I Know?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about the first book, Feelings Only I Know, and how it helps and what it's about and what it does.
Well, the first book that I wrote, Feelings Only I Know, is basically an introduction for parents that are considering getting a divorce, or or parents that are getting a divorce and don't know what to say to their children. And it's a picture book, so it's basically for children anywhere as starting at the age 3 on up to about 8 or 9. And basically, it finds the right words to describe divorce. In fact, parents have said that it actually makes the children look like divorce is going to be not that bad. Okay. And that's a good thing, because it shows it in a positive way, if that's possible. And also it gives the parents sort of an informational type book to sort of mimic their life after, because nobody knows what to do when they get divorced. It's like it doesn't come with an instruction manual, and this book sort of provides that.
Okay, and then what is the second book?
The second book is More Feelings Only I Know, and it's basically for divorce and fighting. And this is for people that will step up to the plate and say, you know what, there is fighting in my household, and things aren't going, as planned, which are the majority of divorces with small children. But a lot of parents are in denial and want to say that everything's going okay. It takes a big parent to step up to the plate. And this book really talks about the issues that seem to be a big struggling point for young children, and some of those include the feelings that they're not very important anymore, and feelings that they have to encounter when their parents are fighting a lot. And it basically teaches both the parents and the small kids coping mechanisms and how to deal with those issues, because they do exist. It's just, again, parents want to pretend them away. So this book sort of shows you a good way to be able to work through those.
Okay, I was reading on one of your articles, or when I was doing research on you online, and you said in one of them that children need to feel safe when going through this type of situation. How do you do this? How is this accomplished?
Well, the thing is, they need to basically know that both parents love them. And kids, again, look at things from the bystander point of view, sort of standing back. And when they hear parents saying negative things towards each other, or parents deserting one of the other parents, they feel really unloved and unsafe. So they need to know that both parents love them, and another thing, that they can love both parents. Sometimes kids are sort of put in the middle, and they feel that if they, love either one of the parents, that they're picking sides. So they always struggle to be neutral, and that's really not fair to the kids. And also that kids also need to know that their parents are both healthy and they both can take care of them. And sometimes one of the two is always the weaker one. It's usually the parent that's being left behind. And unfortunately, there's always two issues to deal with. It's the parent healing themselves and the parent healing the child. And a lot of parents just sort of mix it up in one bowl, and that really scares the child.